Hey, welcome to John Talks Beats, which is not a good name. I actually wanted to call the channel something else. I wanted to call it John Takes Two, but my trusted group of advisors told me that if I were to call it that people would think that I'm talking about taking the number 2. So that's not happening. But so here we are, John Talks Beats. And if you have no context, if this video has come across your feed and you have no idea what's going on, let me fill you in. So I already have a channel on YouTube. It's called John Makes Beats, and John Makes Beats is doing well for my expectations. I'm having a great time making those videos. It's a huge source of joy in my life. In fact, if you don't know that channel and you're on this, just go over there. Go to that channel. That channel's way cooler than what this is. John Makes Beats is a channel where the viewer can be a fly on the wall in the studio while a musician goes from start to finish making a song. And it's not music that has already been, preconceived or pre-prepared. It's not, a watered down version of what it's like to see the process. It is a heavily edited, chronicled making of something new. And I take that very literally. Every single time we film an episode, I set up multiple cameras in my studio and I have them on for 3 or 4 hours as I show everything. Now, obviously, 3 or 4 hour videos are not very, digestible for most people. So I send that off to my editor, Schnoodle, who's been working with me since the start of the channel. And we boil that down to about, 8 to 10 minutes. And that's what people see on the channel. It is a huge source of joy in my life. It is exactly my vision that has, over the last few years come to fruition. And I love doing it. So why do I have a second channel now? What's going on with that? So today I'm actually going to, I have notes here, by the way. Just because I tend to ramble sometimes, and this isn't going to be very heavily edited, so I gotta keep these with me. I'm gonna tell you what this channel is about and why I'm making it. The main channel, the videos take a long time to make and a lot of effort. I would say on your average video on John Makes Beats, from conception to release, it takes about, between my editor and I, about 20, sometimes 30 hours to do a video. And, it's a labor of love and we love doing it. However, that is a lot of work. And so I have a lot of ideas for videos that I just can't do on that channel because I cannot justify putting 20 to 30 hours of work into a video that I know will only appeal to a handful or a few thousand even. So that's what this channel is going to be. This channel is going to be a place for me to do things that are a little bit more low stakes, that are a little bit more off the cuff, unscripted, and for it to kind of be a low risk grounds for me to do more of the things that, I might not be able to justify putting into the schedule of the main channel. And, other people who make YouTube videos, they might be watching this and they might hear my reasoning for that and they go, makes sense, totally. But if you don't do that, you might be thinking, well, why don't you just focus on putting as many hours as what you want into any video that you want to make? Why don't you just do what you feel? And, it's easy to subscribe to that, but this is why I can't do that. John Makes Beats as a channel is awesome. And I don't feel pigeonholed in that in any way. However, I do think that if I were to just start uploading videos, regardless of whether or not it fits with the expectation from the audience or if it matches the production level, I think it would splinter and crack the audience in fragments and the channel would tank as a process. Now, I did flash that number of 120K subscribers earlier. And while that does help, a little bit, you can kill a channel pretty quickly, no matter how many subscribers you have. All you have to do is break the expectations of your audience. That's all you have to do. If your audience cannot follow you into the train of thought that you're going in terms of like the stuff that you're trying to produce, it can fall apart pretty quickly. So the way I see subscribers is, maybe back in the day, subscribers meant a lot for viewership, but now views are basically all through recommendations in the algorithm. When you open up YouTube and you see your homepage, you are not just recommended videos from the people that you subscribe to. In fact, it is possible that if you do not watch the videos of the channels that you subscribe to at all, that your home screen is filled with anything but the channels that you're subscribed to. So in that reality, it makes sense when you see channels that have 10 million subscribers or, something like that, and their views relatively do not show for that at all. They have 10 million subs and they have 10,000 views on a video or worse. You see it all the time now. So I really take serious and I really respect upholding the expectation of the audience. And that doesn't mean that I can't change what I do. In fact, if you take a look at my channel right now, as of the time of publishing this, the last few videos have been entirely of the subject of sampling video games. And that's something I've never done on the channel before. I have a history of doing that, but that's not something that they expected from me. However, I made I feel like a pretty subtle pivot, and it's being responded to. So, it's not like that you can't change what you're doing, but you have to sort of like steer the relationship between you and your audience to make it work. Now, if I were to upload a video like this, or if I were to upload like a 20-minute video where I'm going over the different kinds of envelopes that you would find on a synthesizer, it would tank, because that's not why people come to my channel. So that's what this is. Jon Talks Beats is going to be just I don't want to call it a dumping ground, but kind of. It's, I have no upload schedule here, and I have no expectation from myself to uphold any sort of idea of what this should be. So, even though it's called Jon Talks Beats, this might be the last video I do where I talk. It might just be videos of me just doing like lower budget music stuff. It might not be that at all. It might just be videos of me talking. I don't know. All I know is that I have a bunch of ideas of stuff I want to do that I just cannot, the production that goes behind the videos on the channel. It's either too risky, or it's just a bad idea, or it's just something that I know that will only appeal to a small amount of people. So that's what this is going to be for. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah. What and why. So if you want to see more videos from this channel, I'll tell you what you can do. And I never ask people to do this on the main channel because I don't have to. The videos are geared toward retention and mass appeal. But these videos aren't. They're rough, and they're going to be, for a lot less people. So if you want to be involved with these, here's what you could do. You could do 3 things. You can like this video, you could subscribe to the channel, and you could turn on notifications for uploads. And I'll tell you why you should do those 3 things. 1, the like. That is a great metric for YouTube. When they see that the ratio between the people that watch the video and people that like it, it lets them know, like, oh, these type of people and their archetype, based on your history and the things that you watch, that kind of people like it. So I'm going to start pushing this video out to those people. So that helps there. Subscribing to the channel, that's also another good metric. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to be receiving these in your feed, but it does tell YouTube, again, people want to see more of this. The notifications are basically a way for you and I to circumvent the need for the algorithm, because whenever I upload, you will get a notification on your phone. I know it's a little hardcore. Maybe later on you'll turn it off, but that it would be the most guaranteed way to make sure that you are up to speed on this stuff. If you don't want to see more videos from this channel, don't do anything. You're doing great. you don't need to do anything. In fact, you should turn off the video right now, because the longer you watch, the more YouTube thinks that you like it. So if you don't want more of this, I don't even know why you're still here. Seriously, turn it off. Turn it off.